folks, I wanted to give you some instructions about the Brookdale office and what changes we've made according to the state guidelines for the pandemic. First thing is, if you are sick, do not come. Stay home. Call your supervisor. Secondly, have your mask and put it on. The doors are locked. So if you're meeting someone here and you don't usually work at Brookdale, please call them to come meet you at the door. And to keep our occupancy below state limits, if you don't usually work here and you don't have an assigned time to work here, please call your supervisor to make arrangements. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you walk through the door. Okay, folks, come on in. When you come in, keep wearing your mask. Masks must be worn unless you are in your work area at Brookdale. You have to be worn when you're in any of the common areas. When you come in, there is signage telling you what to do next. Come through the training room. So when you come in, the first thing is go into the sink area and wash your hands for 20 seconds. Then we're going to ask you to sign in and take your temperature. If your temperature is higher than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, please go home and call your supervisor. When you sign in, you are attesting to the fact that you do not have a fever and you are not experiencing any symptoms. Please sign in with your name and the time that you are here. The public rooms have capacity limits and signage. So for example, the kitchen says this is not a passageway, and it says there's a limit of 2 people in the kitchen. All of our conference rooms are marked with a maximum capacity, and then when you go into the room for a meeting, we ask that you sit 6 feet apart from anyone else in the meeting with you, and afterwards there are disinfecting wipes to clean the chair and the surfaces when you're finished. So the bathrooms also have limited capacity to promote social distancing. When you go to use the restroom, pick the number from unoccupied and put it in occupied. And when you're finished, put it back. The maximum in this room is 3 people. So if you see 3 here, you need to wait. So around common equipment like copiers, we have blue tape that marks 6 feet away from the copier. If someone else is using the copier, please stay 6 feet away. If you need to use the copier, first, use the hand sanitizer that's next to every copier. Then put in your code and get your printing and copies. Now, we have not created one-way hallways in Brookdale because we realize that might create more exposure, but we have changed some of the traffic patterns. For example, in the touchdown area, this is not a throughway, and that is marked that way. The same with the kitchen. No cutting through the kitchen anymore. In the workstations where we have groups of 4, only 2 people at a time can be in this quad. So we're asking people to coordinate with their quad mates when they're in the office. You'll also notice that some of the office at Brookdale have been converted into supply closets for our PPE, which we have been purchasing and supplying so that we will have it when our staff and families and individuals need it. So I want to tell you a little bit about the cleaning and disinfecting that we're doing at Brookdale. Brookdale is being cleaned very frequently with EPA-approved cleaners. We have a cleaning log to track the cleaning that we're doing during the day and the end of the day. Also, there are hand sanitizing stations next to all common equipment and frequently used areas like the kitchen and conference rooms. So we do ask you to wipe down any areas that you've worked in outside of your work area with sanitizing wipes after you've used them. So when you're done for the day, we do ask you to sign out on the sign-in sheet when you came in, because it's really important for us to know who's been here and for how long, so that we can do whatever contact tracing is required. So lastly, it may seem a little confusing, but you get used to it really quickly, and we hope you continue to support our mission and our individuals, because everyone's doing a great job. So to borrow a phrase from a local town, cover your face, maintain your space, and stay in place. Thank you.